Okay, so we're going to review how to graph rational functions and all the little details that go with them. We need the things we need. We need to talk about horizontal asymptotes, vertical asymptotes, x and y intercepts, and holes. These two go together. These two tend to go together. Obviously, horizontal asymptote, there's three things. If power on top is less than the power on bottom, 3x plus 2 over x squared minus 9. The power on top is less, so the power here is 1, power here is 2, then y equals 0. Doesn't matter anything else, y equals 0 is your answer. If they're reversed, 3x squared plus blah, 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 over x minus 9, none. There isn't anything. Now if it's 3x squared plus blah, 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 and we'll do 2x squared plus 9, blah, 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 blah. Now they're equal, so it would be y equals coefficient over coefficient, 3 over 2. So those are the three ways a horizontal asymptote can come out. All right, vertical asymptote. Any value that makes x the denominator but doesn't cancel out, we'll talk about that in a second. X-intercept, the whole is the same thing. It's the value that makes the denominator 0, but does cancel out. Once you simplify that, when you cancel it out, plug in that value to get x comma y. We'll see that too. X-intercept is when y is 0. Simplify first. Cancel everything out. Y-intercept is let x equal be 0 and see what's left over, basically. That one you don't have to simplify first. First things to always do, horizontal asymptote and then y-intercept. You don't have to do any simplifying with either of those. Okay, let's take a look. So we want to do horizontal asymptote and y-intercept first, just because those are the easiest. So my power on top is the same as the power on bottom. So I have a 1 and a 2. Y equals 1 over 2. The y-intercept is when you make x 0. So we'd have 0 squared minus 0, or 5 times 0, over 2 times 0 squared plus 5 times 0, which would give us 0 over 0, which does not exist. So we have no y-intercept. All right, so now we want to simplify everything. On the top, I can factor an x minus 5. On the bottom, I can factor out an x and get 2x plus 5. So things that x cannot be in our denominator, x can't be 0, and then 2x plus 5 can't be 0. So x can't be negative 5 over 2. Well, this is going to cancel out. This is going to cancel out. So x equals 0 is the whole. So I can go ahead and put that right there. X can't be 0 at a whole, or x is 0 at a whole, I'm sorry. And this, because this does not cancel out, this is going to be the vertical asymptote, negative 5 over 2. So I'm left with x minus 5 over 2x plus 5. And if I put in 0 for x, I'm going to get 0 minus 5 over 2 times 0 plus 5, which is negative 5 over 5. That's negative 1. So there is a whole at 0 comma negative 1. The x-intercept, we set the whole thing, set y equal to 0 essentially over 2x plus 5. You'll see the shortcut here in a second. Equal to 0. I'm going to multiply both sides by 2x plus 5. Well, that's going to cancel out with that. And 0 times that is going to be 0. So I'm left with x minus 5 equals 0. So x is 5. And there you go. Okay, we'll walk through these other couple real quick. Okay, here, power up here is the same. So negative 2 over 3. For my y-intercepts, let x be 0. So 2 times 0 minus 6 over negative 3 times 0 minus 8. Negative 6 over negative 8, which is positive, 3 over 4? Okay, now we simplify. So I'm going to get 2x minus 3 on top and negative 3x plus 8 on the bottom. So all we have is x cannot be negative 8. That would make this 0. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I messed that up. I can't even factor that bottom. Negative 3x minus 8 doesn't, I can't factor a 3 out of that. I'm not good with numbers. So negative 3x minus 8 can't be 0. So I'm going to add 8, divide by negative 3, and get negative 8 over 3. So there is my vertical asymptote because it does not cancel out. Negative 8 over 3. I have no hole because I don't have anything left on the bottom there. So all we need is the x-intercept. So realizing now we shouldn't even have to deal with the denominator. It's going to be 2x minus 3 over negative 3x minus 8 equals 0. Well, if I multiply both sides by the denominator, I get 2x minus 3 equals 0. Divide both sides by 2. So x is 3. Okay. Now, power up here is 1, power up here is 2, so the power on top is less than the bottom, so y equals 0. Nothing to do there. I'm going to put in a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here, and get 6 over 0, which does not exist. So no y-intercept. Now let's see if I can do any factoring. Take out a negative 3, x minus 6, x minus 2. Still not good with numbers. Take out an x and have x minus 2. So x can't be 0 and x can't be 2. Well, this is not going to cancel out, so this is my vertical asymptote. This does cancel out, so that's going to be my hole. And I'm left with negative 3 over x. And to get the whole, I just plug in 2. So I get negative 3 over 2. And get that. All right, so then we look here. We're left with this, negative 3 over x. We set that equal to 0. Well, there's no value I could put in for x to ever make this thing 0. Multiply both sides by x. Cancels out. Negative 3 equals 0. Well, that can't happen, so I have no x-intercept. Should come from this. Like if you have a horizontal asymptote of y equals 0, you shouldn't have a y-intercept. If you have a vertical asymptote of x equals 0, you should have no x-intercept. We're talking about a graph that looks something like that. Or actually it might be flipped over, but nevertheless. Okay, let's try one more. Same thing here, power on top is less than the power on bottom, so 0, which should mean I have no y-intercept. Okay. Although that may not work. Hang on a second. We have 0. So if I put in, I'm not no y-intercept, I'm sorry. No x-intercept, I would guess. Yeah, that's going to be no x-intercept. Backwards. I even said this backwards. If there's a horizontal answer y equals 0, you'd have no x-intercept. there's a vertical asymptote of x equals 0, you have no y-intercept. I said it backwards, I apologize. So we're going to have no x-intercept. We'll see that work out in a second. So for the y-intercept, I put in 0 here and 0 here and just get -3 over -1, which is just 3. Now we factor out a -3, x plus 1. Down here, this is x plus 1, x minus 1. This is where some students get confused because now we say x can't be -1 and x can't be +1. Well, this comes from here and that cancels out. So that's the whole. Or I'm sorry, let me write that. That's the whole. So x of -1 is going to produce a whole. This doesn't cancel out. So this is the vertical asymptote. And we're left with -3 over x minus 1. So I'm going to plug in -1 to get the whole and get -3 over -2, which is +3 over 2, negative over negative. And we're going to take this -3 over x minus 1 and solve. Well, again, once I multiply both sides by x minus 1, I get -3 equals 0, which can't happen. No x-intercept. Okay, that's reviewing graphing. Good luck.